Welcome everyone to another episode of Time for BL. This is the podcast where we review movies, TV shows, novels, and comics, all in the boys love genre. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I do have an affiliate link with Amazon.com. You can actually go to the description. The link is located right there. So yeah, on to the show. So I'm very excited because this is another episode of KinnPorsche Love 14. Last we left our heroes, they were kidnapped, and now it seems they may be lost in the forest. The entire organization will be searching for them. I'm really excited for this episode. I can't wait to see what happens next, where we go from here. I want to know who kidnapped them. I have my suspicions. Yeah. But I'm very excited to see where we go from here. What's gonna happen? Yay! All right, let's go. I'm still looking back at the scene of them fighting the truck. I'm like, if you could fight this whole time. Wait, they're using drones out here? They're out here using... Wait, how are you searching and the drone is just right above you? Are you going high? Thank you. Go higher with that drone. Everybody's standing in one location. Mr. Kinn? Did you see him? No? Do you see him? No? Look up in the sky. Maybe they're up in the sky. Just look higher. They're hiding in the trees. Yo, that drone is still not in the sky. Are they is the drone finally up? Is this the drone's view? Are you seeing anything with it? Is this a clean version? Why does it say fudge? It's definitely the La Forte version, not the TV version. And why is the language cleaned up all of a sudden? This rock, paper, scissors scene is actually really cute. Just really cute. He's leading him in circles. It looks like circles to me. Like, it's the blind leading the blind. I'm sure I've seen that rock before, unless they only had one filming location. It is the same spot. You could try chopping off your hand and see if that will separate you. Are you telling me that water was right there and neither of them saw it the whole time? Like, how stupid are... Like, one being stupid and one being smart makes an okay relationship. But both being stupid, I guess ignorance is a bliss? Is that it? Like, you're telling me neither of you looked down and saw? Little did they know if they went further down, they would have seen the dead goat that was decomposing in the water. That's a joke. I don't know if that's actually in there. I have to say, it was really cute though how Porsche is like rubbing water on Kinn, like to cool him down. That was so cute. And now they're splashing each other. And they're holding hands! Oh! So I'm guessing that everyone is searching for them in the forest and they've gone like probably in the other direction because, geez. But at the same time, I'm like, how did they not notice that Kinn like didn't notice his people were there to rescue him when that truck they were in turned over? Like, I have confusion. Yeah. It's hashtag van life. This is our truck. We converted it into our one bed van life home. We get to watch the sunset through the roof that has a hole in it. He can't make a fire. Like, that's not gonna work. Keep going. Keep going. You have no idea what you're doing. He might as well just watch the Hunger Game movies and saw what Katniss did in the second one. This is how you make a fire. You just burnt from what? From the dust splashing off of them stones you rubbing together? Oh god, carries a lighter and the lighter the whole time. That is hilarious. Okay, I just paused it real quick because I just wanted to say I love the way they have been telling the story without doing the whole like narrating of what the story is. They've done a really good job from the very first episode of just showing us the situations and everything. And I love the way they're showing Kin and Porsche getting closer during this, because they haven't shown it in a way where I'm like, really, or have them like say things so far that have me like, do you have like it, like where it spoils it and takes you out. Just imagine if while at the river scene, instead of just splashing the water on each other and trying to cool each other down while drinking the water and being so excited to have the water and all that, imagine if they said, here, let me put some water on your head because that will keep you cool. Oh wow, you're doing that for me? Yeah, I feel like we're getting closer. It would just be so awkward and like pull you out of it. And a lot of shows do that. A lot of shows from around the world do that. But this drama has been so good so far with not taking me out of the story completely by telling me instead of showing me. And I have to like give huge props to the director, to the writers for that. It love it. It's amazing. I just thought of something. How did they cover up all those dead bodies in the trunk? Like, have the police come to take those bodies away? Do they do a police report? How do they have their own cleanup crew like John Wick? How did they cover that up? Have you found him as you come and stand behind me with nothing, no one, and sad looks on your faces? What is that? Okay, so the only thing throwing me out so far with this episode is the subtitles, because it keeps saying fudge, which, of course, with all the other episodes so far, the subtitles have not been clean, because the show isn't clean. There's a reason why it has a mature rating. There's men's butts all over the place in only a couple of episodes, but all over the place. So like every time I see that, it is taking me out, because I'm like, am I watching the TV version? No, I'm still watching the La Forte version, that the VIP version. Why does this say fudge? So I will say the subtitles on this episode are taking me out, and I don't want to watch this whole thing and then find out I was watching the clean version all along. That's all I'm saying. I paid for the VIP version, damn it, and I want it. I was saying, there's no way Vegas walked past and did not see these idiots. Don't eat the food. It's laced. Vegas drugs people. Paul is also an idiot. Him and him and Porsche should be friends. Oh my god, Vegas just creeps me out. He is dressed like a corny, creepy strip club owner where the girls don't even like working there because he freaks them out. That's what he looks like. What fish is he catching in that water? I don't see no. You see fish? I don't see fish. I'm still looking for fish. Like, what is he catching? Tadpoles and calling them fish? This mofo eating. Porsche's an idiot. I love him. Please teach him how to catch fish, because all he's catching is mud and rocks and nothing else. I think I know the problem. See, Kin watched a lot of movies as a child with his brother and really thinks that's how you do it, because that's how they did it in the movies. He saw Castaway one time. How many things does this dude just have in his pocket? He has a knife. He has something else. Anyway, like, yeah, he saw Castaway as a kid, and he doesn't remember how the stick got sharp. He just remembers seeing the stick in the water and a fish was caught. So he decided to try that. How is there still fish? Because I would have thought that Kin chased them all away with the way he was stabbing that water. Let's take a moment and give it up to the person in the props department that had to set up the fish on the stick. The tail is still moving. The fish's tail was still moving on the rock. Was that a real fish, or did they get like a robotic fish? Was it... And again, give it up to the props department that had to put the fish on the stick. But I have questions about the fish. Because if you've watched Addicted, the series, there's an episode in Addicted where Guhai goes out and catches a fish, but it's so obvious the fish is dead. And he's just shaking it. The actor's just shaking it and be like, look, I caught a fish with my hands. And that's honestly what I expected to see here. I was like, oh no, this is a fish. They're dead. But then when I saw the tail move on the rock, I'm like, hold up. Was this live fish? Like, how did y'all do this? So I just remembered something while watching this, because they've been handcuffed together for like 2 nights now. And I was just thinking about in, I think it was History 3, when the officer and the gangster were handcuffed together. The gangster just dislocated his thumb, pulled his hand out of the handcuff. And I'm just like, you're telling me his entire life, Kin here, his entire life he was not taught how to get out of handcuffs? Like, his dad has been in the business of gangstering his entire life. So, like, he wasn't taught survival skills? Like, I understand Porsche knew survival skills. He's shown, because he's doing stuff that show he does have some survival skill sets. But if Porsche had 0 survival skills, it would make sense to me, because he's just coming into this life. I would expect Kin to actually be trained on this, because it's like, hey, your brother has been kidnapped. So if you're ever kidnapped, these are the steps you will take. This is how you will signal us if you're in an area where we can't access your GPS, or you can't get to a phone. Like, there should be a whole system plan. And I just realized I am trying to put meaning and create a plan for a fictitious show with fictitious gangsters, and I should just leave it alone, because if I think too hard, I'm gonna be breaking down a lot of stuff that happened in this episode and others. But I'm just like, why was there no plan in place? You already had a kidnapping before. Like, are you just surviving on the sheer luck that you might find them if they were ever kidnapped and taken to the jungle? Like, why are there not measures and countermeasures and plans and all that already in place for this? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, and this is where my suspension of disbelief goes away. How the hell did they get their shirts off when they're handcuffed together? How did their shirts come off while handcuffed together? It makes no, they should still have their shirt. They should have their handcuffed hands in the air holding their shirts up to keep the shirts dry. I am sorry. Unless they cut the shirts off, that's the only way I will accept anything. I will not accept an answer that has them magically take off their shirts, including that button-up shirt, over the handcuffs. Them shirts better be in the water. That's all I'm saying. Those shirts better be in the water. Except I see one sitting on the rock right now, so I don't think they're in the water. I'm like so conflicted. Like, because obviously it's KinnPorsche the series, so of course they're going to fall in love in the end, and we love that for them. But I keep going back to Kin knew that Porsche was drugged and couldn't just say no. Like, couldn't just go, all right, let's get him back to the house and have the doctors take care of him. And so I look at this scene and I'm like, I want to see it as romantic, but I'm still just like, Kin, you asshole. Like, I just can't get that out of my head, and I'm trying to look past it and look at the fact that Porsche didn't seem to maybe hold it against him, like that part against him. Like, it seemed more Porsche was more focused on the fact that he was drugged more than he had sex, and he blames more the drugging part and won't blame Kin for the drugging part. And so it's like, all right, well, Porsche's cool with it. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, he was drugged. He was drugged. He couldn't consent. Like, and I can't get that out of my head. But yeah, if it wasn't for the not being able to consent to sex part, this is a beautiful river scene with them holding at that little waterfall and just joking together. I still don't know how the hell those shirts got off their bodies. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I also just noticed that Porsche's lips are trembling. He's like saying how cold it is. And the actor is actually like doing all the trembling movements and stuff. And it's very like... It's very good. It's really great acting, as this entire show is. And I do like that this time Porsche can actually consent to what is happening to him. Yay. Not to him, but involving him. He's doing it with Kinn and is able to consent without the use of any substances in his system, putting him in a position where he can't think about the situation. All right, so I'm gonna say this now. It'd be totally funny if they're found while basically naked and making out by a waterfall. Oh, no, there goes my image. All right. I just thought of something. So yeah, they of course have to pee with each other around because they are handcuffed together. Do they poo with each other? Have they pooped in 3 days? It is not healthy to hold it in like that. I'm sorry, image gone. Don't clear your throat like that when you're about to sing. You're gonna mess up your voice. So it seems like Kim is the singer for the family. I mean, your voice isn't horrible. Just, let's go. Just hold your head up high. Just sing from the diaphragm. All jokes aside, yeah, his voice actually does sound good. But I really didn't think about that. Like, his kidnapping really affected what everyone's role was, because Kun should have been the one to take over, but now it's him and all the things he would have had to give up just because of what his brother went through. Well, I thought about it, but I didn't fully sit down and think, does he think about it? How many days have these men been lost now? Just sleeping in the back of a van, living that van life with a corpse nearby. Oh my gosh. And yeah, how did they get those shirts back on? That is a beautiful location. The way the road winds around and all that was just such a beautiful scenery shot. Nope, not I. I would not have jumped. Oh my gosh, y'all deserve that. Made it worse. I would like to add. They made it worse. Now they need saving. They could have just walked the other way. Look at you idiots, laying in the bottom of a ravine. Nope, not I say. Could have busted your heads. What kind of maniac men think that was gonna... you deserve to lay there. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now y'all stuck. Yes, it just took them getting stuck in the woods to finally talk about that night. And let me see where he goes with this first, though. Okay, so Porsche had already forgiven him, all that, but I feel like that apology was missing something, because in his apology he's talking about crossing that line with a bodyguard and stuff like that, but he didn't clearly say, I should not have put you in that position. I should not have done that to you in this situation because of the situation going on. Nothing like that. His whole response is, I was on the wrong side of my mic the whole time. His whole response is basically just, that night, I should not have done that with you. Do you forgive me? And not necessarily fully acknowledging everything he did. But yeah, like I said, it's always seemed like Porsche never really cared necessarily about the sex. He cared more about being drugged, and Kinn had nothing to do with the drugging portion of it. So I give him that reprieve. But beautiful scene, I want to say, altogether. The scene with them stuck down in the bottom of this, I called it a ravine, but it's not a ravine, but I'm going to keep going with that, of this ravine. Because the two of them, like the way they're sitting, the framing of everything when the camera pans out, the way the positions they're sitting in, the of their hands, of their everything, it's just so picturesque, and it just also shows the whole thing of them getting closer. And we even saw that when earlier them trying to climb out, when Porsche is like fighting to get out of there, and Ken is just holding his hand, is like, it's okay, like, and then when they have the conversation about it, saying, I'm kind of glad, I was kind of sad that when I heard their voice, because I kind of don't want to leave, I want to stay with, like, all of that. I think was done very well, and even the way it's shot is just very beautiful, with all these blue tones as well. I love all of it. I love the choices they've made so far. Now let's keep watching. One thing I do notice, and I wanted to be sure, on the close-ups of Porsche, the hand position changes from when they do when they frame it with both of them versus when they frame it with just Porsche. His hand moves, and it's probably because it probably looks awkward when it's up close with him, but it like threw me off. It threw me off just because I'm like, oh, they're holding hands, and then it goes to him, and I'm like, no, it doesn't look like they're holding hands. And it's just a weird little thing that a lot of people probably don't notice. I just kind of took notice of that. I mean, I made jokes about cutting off hands earlier. Might as well. All I can imagine is there's someone who watched it with, oh my god, he changed to doing scissors instead of rock to make Ken win. Oh, he cares so much. Like, I can see it. I can see it. What did I say? I'm like, that makes no sense. He doesn't know how to take off a damn like, after a kidnapping, y'all don't know how to take off handcuffs? Like, I can't. Because I remember having, like, this toy set of handcuffs when we were kids, and we would, like, practice, like, how to take them off. And we were just little kids, and we figured out, oh, if you stick something in there, you just push it, it comes off. And maybe it was just the toy handcuffs. Maybe it doesn't work on real handcuffs. But I was thinking about that the whole time. And that's how Ken got his shirt on and off. He was like, just close your eyes real quick. I need to put my shirt on. I need to take my shirt off. How many Adam's apples does the actor that plays Porsche? What's his name? Apple? He has like 3 Adam's apples in this light. And as they kiss, I think about the fact that they haven't brushed their teeth in like 3 days. Keep that image in your head as you think about, oh my gosh, this is so romantic. They haven't brushed their teeth in like 3 days and they're making out. But also, they're both stuck in the woods. So how is he supposed to get home to his brother when they're both lost and they have a way to be found? But now only one is good. I am so confused. And that's what I was thinking about as well. There's no way it's only his team looking for him. Has to be some other people looking for him as well. And they fired first. They're not trying. They're going to kill. Woo! Oh my god. Oh, the knife in the back. Oh, Porsche's a killing machine now. I was like, there's no way those guys just crashed their truck and gave up. There has to be more. Ooh, right in the arm. I had to pause and go back to Ken getting shot because I had to really see the response time of everything. Ken runs, jumps in front of Porsche. The gun goes off, hits Ken in the arm, it looks like. And then as they fall, Porsche catches Ken, goes, Kid! And then has to pull the gun from behind Ken to shoot it. And I'm just going, are you not just going to keep firing to make sure that your target is dead? It's the wannabe gangster in me. I'm gonna stop. It was just in the arm, Ken. Walk it off. It's not that bad. I'm guessing the team hears all the gunshots and they're going to come. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Oh my god. Oh, how many? That's what I expect to see, though. You see how he walked up and he just kept shooting? That's what I want to see. It's like the bad guys never think properly and the bad guys always do the stupidest ish. Like, let's just go in one by one. Vegas still looks like a Laurent pimp person. He looks like he owns a strip club and all the dancers hate him. I don't like Vegas. And I'm sorry, there's nothing that can happen that will make me like Vegas or go, oh, I ship. I don't care. Like, Vegas just looks like scum. I'm watching a show about gangsters. They're all scum. But but you see Kinn's family, the first family, they're the good gangsters. Vegas's family, they're the bad gangsters. That's the justification. That's what we're going with. Oh my gosh. All right. So rewatched next episode's highlights again. So what do I think of this episode? I actually thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I liked the late, so, oh god, I can't remember which episode it was. Was it episode 3 that I said was boring? But anyway, the episode that I said that was boring, it's still boring. Or not as entertaining. It was still good as far as cinematography and everything else, but it just didn't have enough of everything, and I feel like this did a good job with everything. It was still action at the tail end of it, which seems to be a theme with these episodes, this show. It seems to be a theme to put the action at the tail end of each episode. And I don't necessarily mind that, because everything that came before didn't feel like a filler and didn't feel like they were finding things to put in places to keep the story going along. It flowed. Even with everything just focusing only on Kinn and Porsche and just seeing how they spent their time in the woods, just getting closer and closer, and their feelings growing. It felt really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Still not my favorite episode, but it's definitely high up there with everything that they did, all the choices that they made, for the most part. I'm wondering, is that corpse gonna come back into play at any time? Because that's one of the things I noticed with the show. They'll put things or people in there that I'm like, ooh, that is interesting, and then we don't see them again. Like, I'm still waiting for the Italians to come back, because I really liked seeing the Italians. I really wanted to see them throughout the series and them be the big bad, but it's building up more and more that the small family is the big bad. I guess I haven't read the books, but that's the feeling they're getting. So if there is a twist at the end and somebody else is the big bad, I guess we'll see that. But I really liked the Italians, and I just really wanted to see more of them. I liked this idea that it's like this international gang warfare, and you know, everybody is trying to push each other around, and even with the underground jewel, was it the jewel auction? I wish there was more seedy looking types there. Everybody just looked like, we're really rich and this is on the up and up. It's not. You're auctioning off diamonds. I know it's not on the up and up. It's diamonds. Those are blood diamonds, ma'am. But the way it was done, it was just like, oh, you have to be super wealthy to come here. And I wish there was more of a focus in that, of putting really, really seedy looking types of people there, that makes you know that this is not just the rich, this is like the black market rich. These are the gangsters, these are politicians that you can easily bribe. Like, that's what I wish was there, and that's something that I would love to see more of, where they're meeting with people where you're looking at them and you're going, oh, he's bad, she's bad. That's the kind of family that is. And I feel some points that this is missing that in some areas. And especially with showing how Kinn's family is wealthy. They're so wealthy they can spend how much money, again, on a diamond necklace? Too much. More money than I have. And, well, of course, it's more money than even I have. I am not a millionaire. But yeah, like they have money that they can just throw around for no reason, or every reason and whatever reason. And yes, they show his friends, but I feel like even showing when he went to that event in the second episode, I believe it was, showing people kind of giving the look like, yo, that is a gangster son, where they're still trying to be friendly but they're still standoffish with him, would have been really nice, because it would have shown that they respect him as far as his wealth, but they fear the family kind of deal. I think showing some more of that would be really nice. Thank you. But with creative direction, that's just like, I think I haven't read the book, so that's probably things that weren't written into the book. And it kind of just comes down to the creative direction of the staff, of the director, of the writing staff, and all that. And, the direction they're going definitely still works. It's still really good. It's just, as someone who enjoys the whole gangster persona in films and TV shows and stuff, that's one of the things I've always loved about, the gangs and the gangsters, where like they'll walk into a room and you can see everyone looking like, oh, that's the Don. That's Don Corleone. Oh my gosh, the Don is here. And you can see the amazement of them, like being fascinated with this mobster, and even going over and kind of just hello, kind of an acknowledgement, but the fear that they still have, because it's not respect, it's fear. Fear of what he could do to them. And even though, and like, so you'll see the people who are there only because they feel like they don't have a choice, because they need to be on the good side of this mobster. So they're smiling and they're all, hi, yes, hi. And as soon as he walks off, they're looking at each other like, oh my God, he looked at me. Like in this, that fear, like, oh, he's not disappointed in what we said. I wish that this had more of it in those scenes where we see Kinn going out and representing the family. And then again, I guess there's an argument to be made that the fact that that doesn't exist just shows that Kinn has been able to, I don't know, woo the bourgeoisie, or his father has been able to woo the bourgeoisie, and they don't have issues like that, situations like that, because they have been just accepted as a part of the society. But overall, still loving KinnPorsche. It's still definitely high up there. I still think it's a great way to introduce people who are interested in the more gangster style genre shows. I think this is a good show for it. Is there anything that didn't, or any scene that I would have really changed? Not really. I still want to know how the hell they got their shirts off. It still makes no sense to me. How did you get your shirt off when you're handcuffed? Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. How you get your shirts off without cutting? I'm sorry. I need to move on, because that is some magic. That is straight up magic, and I could not get it out of my head. Anyway, yeah. Drop a like and hit subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the KinnPorsche bonus series of Time for BL, I guess is what I should be calling it. We're on episode 6, and I believe it's 13 episodes for the season. So yeah, it's coming. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, good evening, afternoon, and good night, whatever it is, wherever you are.